Okay, so now we're going to look at the second part of section 7.1, which is actually using the sine law, but instead of finding a side length as we did in the last section, we're now finding an angle. So in this case, you've got triangle ABC, and we're looking for angle B here. Okay, so the same as before, this is angle A, so across from angle A would make this side length little a. This is angle B right here, so across from angle B would be side length little b, okay? And this is angle C, so across from angle C would make this side length little c, okay? Again, I'm going to write my sine law. So the sine law looks like this, so it's A over sine A equals B over sine B equals C over sine C. Okay, again, I will fill in what I know. Little a, I know is actually 3.5, so I could call this 3.5 right here. Sine A, well, I know that A is the 55-degree angle, so this could be sine 55. Okay, little b, I actually know is 2.4, so that goes on top there. Angle B, of course, I don't know. That's the angle I'm trying to find. So I will just leave this as sine B for now. Lowercase c, of course, I don't know how long that side length is, so I can't put that there. And angle C, I actually don't know either, so I can't fill that in. So as you can see, I will need to use this fraction here because it has angle B, which is the angle I'm trying to find. I will also need to use this fraction here because that's the fraction where I am given the numerator and the denominator. So I will set this up as so. So 3.5 over sine 55 equals 2.4 over sine B. Okay. I'm still going to cross multiply, so if you want, you can just pretend that this is an X down here underneath my finger. So if I were to cross multiply, I guess the first thing I would do is to find out what the sine of 55 is, right? So we can use our calculator. The sine of 55 degrees comes out to 0.819 approximately. Okay, so if I'm going to cross multiply to find what's under here, I would multiply 2.4 by 0.819 and then divide by 3.5. So I can say that whatever's underneath my finger here is equal to 2.4 times 0.89 divided by 3.5. Well, whatever's here is actually sine B. So I can say that sine B is equal to 2.4 times 0.819 divided by 3.5. Okay, I can punch that in my calculator. So 2.4 times 0.819 divided by 3.5 gives me the number 0.5616. Okay? Now, at this point, you should have a number that's less than 1 here. If you have a number that's 1 or greater, you're going to get an error when you do the next step. So now to find out anytime you're finding an angle, remember when we did the trigonometry course in the last part, we had to use our second function button. So in order to find my angle here, I'm going to have to use the second function or the shift button again, right? So what you'll have to do is hit your second button and then take the inverse sine of 0.5616. Okay, so I'll just show you how that looks on my calculator here. So you can see my sine button is right here. Above it, you'll notice you've got sine with a little -1 on it. That's what we call the inverse sine. So I hit my second function button. It might also be a shift button on your calculator. So I hit my second function button. You can see the little arrow shows up to signify that my second function is engaged. Then I click on the sine button. So I hit sine now. Okay, you'll see this comes up. And then I, of course, type in 5, 6, 1, 6. I press equals. So now this tells me that angle B is approximately 34 degrees. Okay. All right. Let's look at the second example. Well, the second question that's there. It looks like this here. So it's A, B, C, 10.5, 16, and 40 degrees. These are in meters. Okay. So again, this is angle A right here. So this would make this lowercase a. Angle B, lowercase b. Angle C, lowercase c. Okay. So again, I write my sine law, so A over sine A equals B over sine B equals C over sine C. Fill in what I know. Little a, I know is 16. Angle A, I actually don't know. In this problem, it's actually what I want to find. Okay, so I will leave that as sine A for now. Little b, I don't know. Angle B is right here, I don't know that. Little c, I know is 10.5. Angle C, I know is the 40-degree angle here. So I'm trying to find angle A here, so I need to use this fraction. And I also need to use this one because I know the numerator and the denominator. Okay, so I'm going to write this down here now. I will find out what the sine of 40 degrees is. That's pretty easy to punch in my calculator. I just hit sine 40 or 40 sine, depending on how your calculator works. So that gives me 16 over sine A equals 10.5 over 0.643 approximately. So again, if I'm finding out what's here, I would have to cross multiply. So I'd take 16, multiply it by 0.643, and divide by 10.5. So I can say sine A is equal to 16 times 0.643 divided by 10.5. So now I find out what this number comes out to be. So 16 times 0.643 divided by 10.5 gives me 0.9798. Okay. So then, to find out what angle A is, I would have to use my second function, right? So what I will do is I will hit my my second function button, then my sine button, okay, and then you see again that comes up there, and then I type in the 0.9798, which gives me an angle of approximately 78 degrees. So I can say that angle 8 is about 78 degrees.